Hey guys, this is Fish Tank Guy 67, and today I wanted to talk about maintenance in your tanks. So, first, I just cleaned my tank. I didn't clean the outside glass, so there's a little bit of smudges, but you can't see it on the camera. Um, but first I'm going to start with the filter. For cleaning the filter, if you're using a canister filter with like 3-stage filtration, or a hang-on filter like AquaClear that has 3-stage filtration too, I would recommend kind of scattering the cleaning of each one. The sponge filter you should do once a week, and the carbon you should either replace every 2 weeks or clean every 2 weeks and replace it every month. I usually replace it once a month, the carbon, and clean it with water every 2 weeks. And the bio ball things, you shouldn't really ever clean those because it's bacterial and it's supposed to look messy. So I can show you here. This is dry, but when it's wet, it looks like the slimy stuff. You can see it gets really dirty. That's actually cleaner because usually it's dirtier than that. What I usually do to clean that, do not rinse the balls at all. You should only rinse the mesh, because if the mesh gets all this gunk on it, it'll start reducing water flow. So what I do is I move the mesh so I can just rinse the mesh out, and that helps with the water flow. After I clean the filter, usually it's a lot faster. And another thing for tubing, if you're using a hang-on filter, or I think canister filters might have some tubing that go inside the tank. I usually use these. They're just pipe cleaners. This one's a fish purpose pipe cleaner from either Aqueon or Topfin. It's blue, so whatever company has like a blue logo. I use this for the pipes, this for kind of scrubbing inside, and I use this for right there, that really big hole where the tubing kind of meets into the propeller. And if you have a canister filter, you can find out if this might not actually fit in anything. But I also use this to clean this, because if you see, it gets really dusty when I move the sand around. It kind of settles on top of that. That's what happened with the driftwood. I usually just use this and I scrub inside the little craters that the boat is supposed to go in. Not in the tank, of course, but I just take it out to the sink and rinse it out, and then I dry it off so I don't get chlorine into the tank. So that's what I use for the tubing, and that's mostly all I do with the filter. Like, sometimes I might take algae remover, but that's only if it's really bad and I can't get it out. Like up here, this tubing you can't really clean with the pipe cleaner. Like, sometimes I can get a paper towel to feed through there and then I rub it back and forth. That tends to clean it. But if I can't get in there, I would use algae remover. So that's practically what I do with the filter. And for the glass, I actually use this. It's here. Let me see if I can. So this just floats on top in the water. It doesn't sink. And you can just take this and hold it up to the glass. It might not be close enough. Oh, sorry, this took longer than I thought. But it just, like, when you let go, and then you can do this and just scrape it back and forth to clean the glass. And it also cleans the outside. Like, if you get some water and you're putting your hands in the water and it drips out onto the glass, like, you can see right there, there's like a little smudge, and if I go over it, it kind of gets rid of it. So it helps with the inside and the outside a little bit, but for cleaning the outside, to make it extra clear, I actually use glass cleaner. or Windex, whatever I have around. I would just spray it on, but I don't like spray it. I kind of hold it really close. I'll just show you. I hold it underneath so it doesn't spray at all in the tank. And I hold it at a slant so then it just drips down. And once it drips down, I just take a paper towel and rub it back and forth until it dries. Or a towel. And just towels sometimes leave stuff, like little hair stuff behind. So that's for the glass, and again, the sand, you probably know how to do that. You just take a siphon. There's two ways on starting a siphon. You can either put in the water and pump it, if you have that kind of siphon, and if you don't, you put it in the water kind of upside down. When you put it in, the water will drain in, and then you pull it up, let it drain, and then when it reaches halfway, put it back in the water, and then that's usually how I do it. It's easier than pumping, and pumping moves everything around in the tank. It usually makes a mess for me, so I just kind of let it drain in and then put it back in the water. And that usually starts the siphon. There's also siphons like I think it's a Viper siphon, where you just hook it up to your sink with like a 25-foot hose, and you don't have to carry buckets. I've wanted to buy it. It's a little expensive. They have some other brand, like I think Aqueon makes a siphon similar to that. But I'm thinking of trying that since this is a bigger tank. I have to do bigger water changes. That means more than one bucket, and I have to go back and forth. Sorry. So I think I'm gonna try that when I get the money. So that's when you clean the sand. And for anything like driftwood, you don't necessarily like driftwood or rocks. You can take them out and just take a scrubbing pad, like not like this, but like this kind of. Here, that's not a good example. Kind of like those brushes you use with your dishes. You can do that on a rock, because the rock can take that, but if you scrub driftwood, it'll scrape off the top layer, the dark layer, and there might be light wood underneath, and I don't really clean the driftwood. I sometimes take it out and rinse it off, and I might scrub it, or I would take, if you see right there, there's like a little pump. I would take that pump and then move it around and kind of let it blow onto it and take some dust off. Or not dust, sand or anything like that. If you see, that kind of looks like dust. So that's how you clean like ornaments. With plants, you can take them out and don't use like a hard scrubber, but you can just like maybe scrub it off with your fingers. I don't really clean the plants either. For anything inside, you should just rely kind of on shrimp. So after a week of setting up your tank, you should always buy shrimp. You can see them right here. There's another one. I think he's back there somewhere. But you can buy shrimp auto cats. Those do really good with keeping the inside clean. A mono shrimp. And also Cory cats eat the food. I only have a Cory cat and a mono shrimp. I don't see the Cory cat right now, but oh, he's right there. He's hiding under that little ledge. So that's how I clean the tank. You can take a towel, and if you see there's a lot of condensation on here, and also this tends to get dust on it, you can wipe that with the paper towel because it can restrict lighting if it gets too bad. This isn't too bad right now. You can still see through, so I didn't clean that. But that's how you clean your tank, or that's how I clean my tank anyway. So if you like the video, please like it and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.